Okay, well, I'm pleased to say we're joined by Dorking Wanderers' latest signing, Tom Blair, who's just joined us from Havant and Waterlooville. Tom, thank you for joining us. We'll rewind the clock a little bit and just go back to the early days of your career. Just talk us through that, Tom, 'cause I know you were a part of the Southampton Academy when you were younger and then took your first steps into senior football and had a really long spell with Dorchester as in the early part of your senior career. Just talk us through those early days
Yeah,
in your career, yeah.
yeah. So obviously, like you said, I was at Southampton at a young age for a couple of years, and then actually fell out of love for football a little bit. Went to play rugby for 2 years. This was probably 14, 15, and then started to play football again in a Weymouth youth team, and then, as you said, went on to Bridport, which is like a semi-professional, like a Saturday league, and then just progressed through up the men's leagues really. Played for Dorchester for 4 years. Played just under 200 appearances for them, I think. So before I was 21, and then got my move to Eastleigh into the National League. Was with them for just over a year, and then obviously moved on to Weymouth in the National League as well. Unfortunately, we got relegated from the National League that year, but then we sort of had a rebuild the next season in the National League South, and then just finished that season last year. So, and obviously was at Havant for short period of this year. So that's sort of my journey so far, as it were, really. And as I said, I'm a Dorking player now.
And just talk us through that experience of the second half of last season in particular, because obviously with Weymouth in a bit of a relegation battle at the turn of the year, but had a really strong finish, and I know you were key in that with your goals and assists. Just talk us through that experience off the back of last season, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was a bit of a roller coaster season, really. I think we had 2 points after 11 games or something like that. So I think after that, it was always sort of an uphill struggle. But new manager came in, Bobby Wilkinson. He sort of put his own style of play on us and just made us hard to beat. And I think, like you said, the finish we had, I think we won 4 or 5 out of our last 6. So the end of the season was enjoyable, like you said, and obviously we stayed up on the last day against Dover, so it had a nice ending to it. But I think now I'm looking for another challenge and trying to get up the other end of the league this year.
And you made the switch to Havant and Waterlooville in the summer. And you did, obviously, we're still in the early part of the season. You featured several times for them already. Just to mention on Havant and your time there, albeit a brief spell, ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a short spell, but I really enjoyed it. Going in every day. Just had a change of management, so hopefully it all goes well with them. And I wish them all the best because it's a really good club, and they've all welcomed me well. So yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it, and I'm really glad to be here now. But I wish them all the best for the future as well.
Brilliant. And I guess we're coming here, so having had those experiences with Eastleigh and then with Weymouth, I guess there's that thing of unfinished business in terms of the National League. Having had that taste for it with those two clubs, I guess here, and obviously you mentioned, and we acknowledged it in the press release, you really want to be part of the journey here and you see it as a club on the up. But I guess from your personal perspective, there's that unfinished business element as well with getting back in the National League and going again, yeah?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think as soon as this opportunity came about, it was sort of exactly like you said, it's unfinished business for me. I didn't really get a chance to prove myself when I was at Eastleigh, in and out of positions and stuff like that. So, and like you said, I've had a couple of years playing regular football since then to then progress personally as well. So I think now is the right time to, come into this league and show everyone what I'm all about, and hopefully get Dorking up the league as well as doing well myself.
In terms of your style of play, Tom, the gaffer's already mentioned quite a direct player and obviously play out wide. Would you say that is your best position overall in terms of your style of play?
Yeah, definitely out wide is my best position. Can play either side, but I think the gaffer sees me playing on the right in this team at the moment. But I'm quite versatile in which side I can play. And yeah, like you said, I'm very direct, quite good in the air. Like to get crosses, shots in, get the crowd off their feet and off their seats. So yeah, that's just me as a player, really. I'd say quite hard working as well.
I know we also acknowledged when we caught up with you for the press release, obviously had several offers on the table, and I know the project here was something that really drew you in. But in terms of looking to kick on, Tom, and obviously the style of play, was that a big factor as well? The style of play and how the team set up here was an ideal thing for you?
Yeah, I think as soon as I spoke to Mark, he told me the vision and where the club going and where he wants it to be, and I think regardless of what's going to happen, I think what they've done here so far is amazing. You know, from what they've come from, and to be competing at this level now, I think it's time to start. You know, properly. You know, beating teams in this league and competing at, you know, the top end of the league as well. And I think the vision is to obviously get to League Two and keep going up. So the vision has obviously really drew me in to come here, and also, like you said, the style of play suits me perfectly, I'd say, to express myself and to get the best out of me as a player as well.
Fantastic. And just finally, Tom, you're in the matchday squad for this weekend. We're on the road again up at Halifax before back here quite quickly for the next home game next Tuesday against Wealdstone.
Yep.
Just finally, Tom, message for the supporters ahead of 2 games in the space of a few days next week.
Yeah, well, hopefully 2 games, like you said, hopefully 6 points for us. Hopefully, I think that's the way we'll all be looking at it anyway. And, you know, if anyone can get there for the Halifax game, you know, it'd be great to see them there. And if not, then hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday night for a win.
Great stuff. Tom, thanks for your time, and we'll catch up again soon.
Cheers.